folks, back once again with another match review. This time looking back at Blackburn Rovers. Tremendous performance out in the old Lancashire derby up against Preston, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash your subscribe button, get bang up to date. All things Blackburn Rovers related, championship related. Whoa, football related, we're all here under the night sky. That's right. It's late in the day, but it doesn't mean, it means we still got to get the old preview in, or the review in, of course, as of course, it all got back to normality out in the old Lancashire, of course, as Rovers regain control of Lancashire. After 5 bloody long years, we've managed to get a bit of a taste of the town back over Preston, of course. But anyway, let's get into it, of course. If you're new to the channel, again, bang your thumbs up, bang subscribe. And again, if you want to support the channel in another way, check out the links down below. What have we got down there? Twitch, Twitter, Facebook, all that kind of jazz. And of course, Patreon, if you want to support the channel in another way, that's the best place to do it. So here we bloody go and talk about it. We are going to talk about it, the game itself. So let's get into it. Of course, 3-0 final score in the end for Rovers down at Deepdale, aka also known as Deep Bloody Fail. Can we do this under the night sky? Should we try and get outside here? We could do it under the night sky. How about that? Got nowhere to put the old laptop, but we could try. But we'd fail, I think. We'll just play it safe. We'll play it safe. Let's get into the old sphere here. Of course, let's talk about the stats and figures then, shall we? Of course, Rovers coming out on top with the 3 goals. That's the most important stat right there. But another interesting stat was, of course, the sending off, which actually opened up the floodgates for Rovers. Joe Rafferty, not Jerry Rafferty, but Joe Rafferty got himself sent off in the 44th minute to our pleasure. Of course, that's why they're there for, folks. That's what they're there for. So the Trickery Meisters, the Adam Armstrongs, the Ben Brereton, and of course the Sam G's. Causing all kinds of problems up top for Preston just for last night. I think it was Sam Gallagher that was brought down. I think it was him by Joe Rafferty. I've had a couple of beers, so you got to give me a bit of a rough, whatever. You got to give me a bit of slack here, folks. Okay, so big bad boy Sam G got brought down, hacked down by Joe Rafferty. Off your pop, son, off your bloody pop. And Adam Armstrong does what he does, puts the ball in the back of the net to continue leading the charge out in the championship, of course. So he made it 1-0. In the second half, we got that elusive second goal, which was big bad boy Brereton to give us a 2-goal cushion to make it nice and placing. But of course, there's always the cherry on top. It never happens to us. It never bloody happens to us, but it happened to us today. Young boy, let go by Preston. Thought he was a bag of shit. You're a bag of shit, son. You don't belong at the club. You don't belong here. Off your pop. And in he comes, right back through the revolving door into Ewood Park. Tyrhys Dolan with the 3rd goal. Nobbers cast off. And actually into the Rovers first team, and there he goes, goal number 3 for the campaign. Ain't too shabby. How many of you got there over there at Deepdale that's got scored more than 3 goals? Huh? You got that Sinclair fella who was in the back pocket of Scott Wotton today. Anyway, let's take a look at the stats then for you. 17 shots on the day for Rovers, 4 for Preston. We had 4 on target, just 4 on target. 3 of those were in the back of the bloody net. That's quite a bad statistic actually. 17 shots on the day, just 4 on target. We did have 75% possession to their 25, which was of course a heavy figure there, of course. 652 passes to 218. Pass accuracy was also up there at 87% success rate, which is a great figure to have, of course. And corners nicely does it, 4 to their 0. But of course, the number that matters is the 3 to the bloody nil. Of course, here are the some other stats and figures there for you. I think it's pretty much everything I've just talked about here. A quick glance at the lineups, but let's take a look at those illustrious lineups then, shall we? Start with the host, of course. Right between the sticks, Rafferty at left back, Bauer at centre back alongside Huntington and Fisher. That's right, Mr. Cockgrabber himself. Dedson, of course, and Brown. Johnson, Sinclair, Barkhuizen and Jacobson, who was up top. Too little to no effect. Let's take a look at the Rovers lineup then, shall we? Of course, starting with Kaminski, between the sticks, Douglas, Lenihan and Wharton, and back centre back there alongside Lenihan, Naomi at right back, Tribal, Holtby and Rothwell. Up top, of course, Brereton, Armstrong and Gallagher, of course, causing all kinds of problems. And I'm really chuffed a bit to see big bad boy Brereton getting amongst the goals on a regular basis now. Not just a fleeting occasion. It's like 2 and 3 maybe for him. Gallagher got the last one. So it's good to see, when you look at it, Armstrong's still chipping in with the goals, Brereton's getting in there, Gallagher's in there, Elliott's trying to chip in, Tyrhys Dolan, so the attackers are getting in amongst the goals, which is great to see. Here are my match ratings then coming at you. Of course, Kaminski with the 5, he was pretty much bored. I think he was playing tic-tac-toe with one of the old ball boys back there because he had nothing to bloody do. Douglas was phenomenal at left back, absolutely star-class performance of him. He is one of my man of the match. I couldn't give it one to any of them particularly, so I'm going to give him one of maybe 4 in there. Lenihan got himself a 6. Pretty much boring afternoon for him again, but Wharton stood out today really because he's a youngster. I thought I'd give him a little bit of a Brucey bonus point there, but he looked class. He did not look out of place, which is absolutely what we want to see, because now it gives us real competition for all places with Del Boy coming back, Ayala coming back. So realistically, we have 4 strong centre-backs now. I say strong, selectable centre-backs, of course. And of course, Nyambe, he doesn't get less than a 7 in my eyes. But today he got a Brucey bonus with an 8. Tribal got himself a 6 here to make way early doors in the second half. He did pick up a yellow, but he did the donkey work, which did make for the more attacking bits of play for Rovers. Of course, Holtby was back, and he was back to his bitter or brilliant best, of course. Cafe Hag for Lewis Holtby, the German connection there, clicking in nicely. Of course, Joe Ruffalo also with an 8. Tip-top performance from him as well. Actually, it's more than 4 from man of match contenders. Brereton got himself an 8, Armstrong got himself a 7, and Gallagher got himself a 7. Unfortunately, those two, Armstrong got himself a goal, but realistically, I think it was the work of Sam Gallagher, really. But Brereton is just a class of his own right now, and I do really think we've got a 7 million plus rated striker on our hands forward. He's not just he doesn't score the prolific amount of goals, but he does cause all kinds of problems. He's lanky, he's strong, he's quick, he's got a lot of tools in his locker, and we're starting to see the fruits of his labour. Here's some more stats and figures for you coming at you. Of course, we talked about passes. How about the touches? 638 for Rovers, 354 for Preston. This is the shots graph here for where Rovers took the shots. There was a lot of bodies on the line on both sets of the goalkeeping areas. Preston did barrage us with a couple of efforts, really. Again, Preston were on the receiving end for quite a few bit of abuse goal-wise, and again, it's absolutely phenomenal that we got this result, because we've ended the hoodoo that's been over like a big old stormy old cloud that's been hanging over us for years now. Unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on which way you look, the fans were not there to see it. I think if the fans were there, it might not have been as easy as it was, and of course it might not have been as easy as it was with a full roster of players. But hey, they come. I was watching this with a couple of the in-laws here. When I said we've got to be cutthroat in these certain situations where we're up against 10 men, 1 man advantage. We've got to take advantage of this. The Rovers of old would have probably laid down and just taken maybe a 2-goal lead and been done with it. We tried for the 3rd, we got the 3rd, we tried for the 4th, and we could have had 4 or 5 as well. So it was a good performance. Not the best, it's not brilliant, but there was some really good caveats to take away with it. Of course, here's some heat maps. Look at it. Just look at it. Take a picture. Take a selfie. In fact, we might do that one right now. Should we take a selfie? We'll take a selfie of that flipping heat map, because that is one for the scrapbook there. Rovers, they say in Germany, Holtby and Tribal can confirm, alles über the Platz, all over the place for Rovers there. Look at Preston pinned back in their own half there. Wait till you see the updated possession charts. You'll see Preston absolutely nowhere near. They must have had barely any touches going forward. Anyway, that's of course the heat maps, and that's of course a little bit from me. What about the gaffer? Tony Mowbray, what are your thoughts? Give me your thoughts about the match and more. Take it away.
Yeah, I think so. I think it's hard to argue against that right from the start. I know it was a tight first half, but I think we were the team in the ascendancy for most of that first half, and the one that looked like we could score a goal. Obviously, right on half time, Sam's broke away and running away and gets brought down. And I don't think it's coincidence that there's a few teams that down to 10 men when we've got likes of Armstrong, Gallagher, Brereton who can break away in the space, and then they're being brought down as they're going through to score. And it obviously made the second half a little bit more comfortable for us. We were good with the ball. We didn't really take any chances, but we scored a couple more goals and had a very tight one ruled out for offside. But happy with the performance. Listen, we said in the meeting this morning that we were here to win, really. It's about time we start pushing on now, and yet I counted 8 first team players unavailable. If you count Bradley Dack, Bradley Johnson, Elliot Bennett, Corey Evans, Bradley Johnson, Daniel Ayala, Derek Williams, it seemed like a whole team just about unavailable, and yet the team that we put out tonight and the subs who came on showed great quality and got the job done. Very, very good. I think if that toe-poked goal in the 6-yard box had have been included, it would have been an amazing night for him. And listen, we know what Sam Gallagher is. He's been short on confidence after coming back from injury a little bit. He scored a goal at the weekend, and it was fantastic for us tonight. A real physical presence. And I think when you put him with Armstrong's dynamic speed and shooting power, Brereton's trickery and ability to shift the ball from foot to foot, it's a pretty potent front line. When you add Bradley Dack to that, and you add Tyrhys Dolan to that, and you add Harvey Elliott to that, it's hopefully going to get us through these games. The madness of these games that we've got every 3 days and very little training. But hopefully we can hit a vein of form that can find consistency of winning football matches and picking up a lot of points. Brilliant, really. I think the second goal was important. We talked about that at half time, just so that, because you play against these teams and any free kick anywhere on the pitch becomes a problem, especially when Stockley comes on and the other big lads on and they get things drop around the box and they can push the midfield in. We talked about not giving silly fouls away, keeping the ball, being patient, move them around, and we did that. And a great threaded ball for Brereton to score the second goal, which really put the game to bed. And nice to finish off for Tyrhys, of course, to make the third. Brilliant. He's beaming in there. He's an amazing kid, I'd have to say. He's had a tough few weeks, but he's a fantastic, enthusiastic, happy soul, really, who's great on our training ground every day. Even though he's not been playing over the last few weeks, his enthusiasm and his love of football is there and very evident to see, and we're delighted that he's part of our football club. I thought Scotty Wotsa deserves a special mention. Lenihan, we expect and know is an outstanding defender. I think the goalkeeper needs mentioning as well. He just looks so calm and confident and brings an air of confidence to the defence, really. And Barry Douglas is just an experienced footballer who knows what to do with the ball. He knows when to stay on the ball. He knows when to play forward. He looks like he's going to create goals for us, nicking in at the back stick, as he did on Saturday at Luton. I think Ryan, we know Ryan, he's been in our team for the last 3 years, and he's a powerhouse, and he's improving every day, I think, with certain aspects of his game. His heading's so much better than it has been, and his delivery of the ball down the line to Sam Gallagher and stuff today, very, very good. So let's keep going. I don't want to get carried away, but I still will keep driving the ambition of the team and the club. It's important that we believe that we can finish at the top end of this table. And I know the likes of Norwich and Bournemouth keep racking up the wins, but we look forward to them days when we can go and play them again. I think we did. Opening day at Bournemouth was a good showing from us, I think. The Watford game, we've got Norwich, of course, coming up, which is a huge test. But yeah, good. We should look forward to every match. I think, I've said to them in there before I came out, I think Barnsley, if you think about Barnsley next game at home, it's a banana skin for us, really. Barnsley, when you watch Barnsley, they can play like a real top team with real clever linking in midfield and sharp, clever strikers, Woodrow and Chaplin, and Mowat has got a wonderful left foot, and so they're a real dangerous team, and we have to be right at it on Saturday. It would have been nice, because we haven't had the best of times here, even from 2-0 up at half time last season. I think we managed to lose the game. I think it would have been nice for the fans to celebrate here. Hopefully, as you say, they enjoyed it at home, and hopefully in the not too distant future they can come back to Ewood, and however long it is, they can follow us on the road, and I hope the team by then I've got selection issues because everybody's fit and we are winning games, and they're enjoying watching Blackburn Rovers win pretty regularly again in the future.
Of course, before we take a look at the fans, let's take a look at what else went on the Championship. Of course, QPR took care of business against Rotherham 3-2, goals galore in that bad boy. Of course, Stoke and Norwich was also goals galore with 5 goals in that bad boy. Norwich remaining top of the pops. They also had a red card on that one. Wickham again continue their decent bit of form with a 0-0 draw. Luton Town with a 1-1 draw. Get back in there. Oh no, I don't know. I've lost it. I've bloody lost it. Can I get my phone? Well, I can't go backwards. I can't bloody go backwards. It's the lager. I'm blaming the lager. We'll go back. That was a 1-1 draw, courtesy of somebody. Luton Town 1-1 draw against Birmingham. Who else do we have there? We have Barnsley 0. They lost to Brentford. That's our next opponent, so that's good. They can get used to getting beaten. And of course, Bournemouth took care of Forest as well. Tomorrow there's some games as well. We've got Middlesbrough against Derby, Millwall against Reading, Coventry against Cardiff, Bristol City against Watford, and Swansea City against Sheff Wed. That will complete the lineup. Of course, this is the table as it stands. Norwich lead the charge at the moment. What do they have on there? They are top of the pops with 27 points. Bournemouth are second. Of course, those two teams were relegated last year, so they're probably going to be in there or thereabouts next year. Bristol City, Swansea, Watford and Reading make up your power 6 at the foot of the table. Derby, Swansea, I say it every bloody time. Derby, Sheffield Wednesday and Wickham going down as it bloody stands. Rovers up to 10th. How about that? And a win this weekend, we could get ourselves into the top 7, of course, and that would be... Hang on, would that get us into the top 7? Yes, it would. Of course, we've got to beat Barnsley in the process, but of course, that's a story for another day. Let's talk about the games then coming up. Of course, Brentford will be taking on QPR on Friday. Reading against Bristol City. That's the early game on Saturday. Birmingham against Millwall. Norwich against Coventry. Cardiff against Luton Town. Sheffield Wednesday, that's two Pulis boys against Stoke. It's the Tony Pulis derby right there. Watford against Preston, of course. That's a fruity one. Huddersfield against Middlesbrough. Derby against Wickham. Rotherham against Bournemouth. and Forest take on Swansea. Of course, Rovers take on Barnsley at Ewood Park, and hopefully we continue with our winning ways. So that's the fans. What about... Well, in fact, that's not the fans. I'm going to tell you about the fans right here, right now. So let's play some darts. Hopefully we can do this. Give me a memento. I'm very low on the battery power, so we're gonna wing this. We're gonna wing this and try and do what we got. So let's take it all the way back then, all the way back to earlier in the day. I'm going to start with, what a blah 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 blah, all the way back. I've got so many to talk about. Let's take it off with Finley, MC or whatever it is, F. McKenna at BRFC. There we go. We'll start with that one. He says Dolan, of course, in elation, of course, as he scored the third goal. Tyrhys Dolan has more backflips this season at Deepdale than Preston have wins. Of course, that's from Alex Curry. Of course, Chris Martin said this. DP and AFC. Cheers, lads. Much appreciated. Lots of love. Rovers, of course, with a picture of Tyrhys Dolan with his shirt on. Blackburn Rovers said this. Tyrhys Dolan has more talent in his little toe than the whole Preston team. Get in there. Recover right. Compression, of course, they're one of the Rovers' major sponsors there. Have a great evening, Rovers fan. A picture of Adam Armstrong, I think, taking a bit of a seat there. Of course, to talk of Ewood, said this: can't praise the team enough tonight. Walton was class, Gallagher did great, and unlucky not scored. Douglas was impressive. Tony, TK, Kaminsky, solid again. The rest speak for themselves, if you ask me. Buzzing from that. Another tough game Saturday, but one we should go into full of confidence. Sean Fox says, what a day. What a day. Hashtag Rovers. Meanwhile, Mike Delap said, man of the match, big bad boy Brereton. Northern Rovers said, Rovers dominated from start to finish, controlled the game. Great to see. Big bad boy Brereton, man of the match again. Delighted for him. What else do we have? We have Chris Martin once again. I mentioned on Saturday that I wouldn't be against Scott Wotsa given an extended run in the team. After tonight, I stand by that. He was fantastic in the first half and very solid in the second, albeit with not too much to do. Has he finally come of age? Yes, I think so. New York Rovers says truly dominant performance, of course. And there's Alex Curry again saying thank you, admin. I'll stop tweeting because they did mention earlier Preston are actually unbeaten in the last 7 league games against Rovers, but not anymore, baby, not anymore. Elliot Bennett said this. No doubt, brother. Keep doing what you're doing, and you'll be swimming in the number of goals. That was in response to Adam Armstrong commenting on 250 appearances tonight, topped off with a goal and a brilliant performance from the boys. Hopefully, many more to come. Adam Tamsuki said this, absolutely buzzing with the result. Need to string a few more together now. Come on, lads, let's build on this, please. Carl Wick said this. I watched it on Preston's iFollow, and even the commentators agreed that even with 11 men, we looked a much better team. A solid team performance. Happy for Gallagher and Brereton, proving their doubters wrong again. Simon Wolford said this, brilliant performance tonight, boys. Armstrong, Brereton, Dolan collect a piece of cake below any time. Big Ben can have a 2 pieces for being class act. Obviously, Eric Bennett did the trick. Great way to end my 40th birthday. Cheers, boys, he said. Rook said this, great Dak. Get Dak and Travis back and look at that team. Meanwhile, DC, or aka Dara, C88. Where's all the Brereton out fans now? Probably one of the best players this bloody season. Alpine Rovers said, when your keeper has more outfield passes than the entire opposition put together, that's Rovers, lads. That's bloody Rovers. Meanwhile, Dominic Samuel scored for Gillingham, just to let you know that. Keith Harrison, who I think is a Preston North End fan, said, I feel like I've been punched in the stomach in regards to the flipping statistics there. Was that half-time stats? That's the full-time stats. Tom Tribal, of course, what is action himself? Concentrated good performance today. Crowned with a deserved derby win. Let's get the next 3 points on Saturday. Jonathan Secker said, you can never underestimate that part of confidence plays in football. Loving to see how Brereton is playing at the moment. Big player for us at the moment. And then Jack said this, see you tomorrow, Twitter. Enjoy your nights. And as Mr. Smooth comes in there, wrapping it up. And of course, that will bloody do, lads. That will bloody do. Let's end it right there. Of course, that's all I've got for you today, folks. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. But if you're new, bang your subscribe and keep your bang up there with all things this related, championship related, football related. Yes, it's another one of those performances, guys, that just keeps us believing that maybe, just maybe, we can actually do something here. Again, it's only one result, but it's a big one. It's a big turning point for us to get the result, and maybe, just maybe, we can believe again. That's it today. Again, we'll start the countdown, of course, for Barnsley on the weekend. We'll do the match preview tomorrow, and hopefully after that, I'll be coming home, boys. I'll be coming home, and then we can continue the watch-alongs next week. Until then, though, be sure to give the video some love and smash thumbs up, smash subscribe. I'll see you all on the other side. Let's roll with this. You know, don't let them neighbours down. Let them know who's kings of Lancashire once again. It's right here. It's right bloody here.